Hey guys, just wanting to do a little walking tour. I got my selfie stick here. I'm going to do a little walking tour of how the choir room is set up this year so that if you are up at the school for Sounds of Summit or Preludium, or when school comes back in a hybrid formation or a hybrid setup, we're going to have a few things that are going on a little bit differently in the choir room at the high school right now until we get back to normal, right? So some of you might remember, if you've been in choir before, that oftentimes choirs stand on risers that are close together. They're hooked together, actually. That's how they were designed. Well, we did something different, where you can see here behind me that we've separated all the risers. And as I kind of back up, this would be something too that your parents might be interested in. How are they making singing as safe as possible at Lee Summit High School? So if I go, this could be dangerous. I could fall walking backwards. Okay, so if I go up here, you can get an idea of where my view from the choir room would be, or from my spot in the choir room. See, I'm here at the very back of the room, and I would have this top row of risers. Hello. This top row all by myself. And the closest person to me would be down there on the floor using a box to elevate themselves. And that's actually 8 feet away. It's kind of hard to tell in the video. But then another close person to me would be on the riser over here. And that's a good, again, 8, 9, sometimes 10 feet, depending on where we are in the room. So then, as we work forward in the room, I've marked places here with chairs that are at least 6 feet apart. They're actually quite a bit less. The current room setup is for about 32 kids. When we have hybrid going on, there aren't any classes that would have more than that in a hybrid mode. Once we do come back to having all of you here all at the same time, and assuming social distancing rules are still in place, we can get up to 60 kids in here using this formation. What we would do at that point is we would have to move the piano and the conductor's podium all the way to the front of the room to make some extra space out here in the open space in the room for some extra chairs and spots. Okay, so of course you're used to, at least in high school, choir kids are used to not getting to sit during rehearsal. That will continue to be the thing. We will stand the whole time, but these chairs are just there so that when we do have an opportunity to sit down and write in some stuff on our music, or just during breaks, we'll have a chance to sit down and everybody will have a spot. So that's the setup for the room. Another thing that's going to be a little bit weird for this upcoming year is that we're going to be live streaming rehearsals all the time for kids, that whenever there's a kid not present, because of course we all know that there's going to be new kind of levels of sensitivity. If you're sick and have any kind of symptoms, of course the school is not going to want you to be here. So we're going to have your face up on the screen. We've got a setup here where there's a webcam that's going to be showing most of the choir room. It's a little bit too wide to see the whole thing, but you'll be able to see class happening. And we've got a special microphone here that will pick up a really, really good quality of the rehearsal that's going on, so you can see what's happening. And then for times when we need it, we're going to have a microphone on the teacher. So, because of course we're going to teach with a mask on, which means that it'll be a little harder than normal to understand what we're saying, simply because you're not going to see our mouth and our lips. And if you've got any kind of hearing impairment, or just we take for granted how much we rely on a face for communication. So we're just going to pop a microphone on top of our mask, and it'll be amplified there so that our voice is just a little louder than normal, just to make everything easy to hear and understand. With all these things in place, I'm really excited about real rehearsals coming up real soon. I think it's going to work pretty darn well, and we're going to be able to make music to a standard that we always have, which is really the goal, is we want to figure out a way to use these new rules but without having to sacrifice the quality of music making that you're all used to from Lee Summit High School. So looking forward to seeing you guys here.